slideshow. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we will start now to give the time a little bit, the 5 next minutes for the participants to arrive. I would like, first of all, to welcome all the participants. I'm very pleased to welcome all of you. It's the 5th webinar of acrobatic gymnastics proposed by European Gymnastics, and it's a great opportunity that European Gymnastics is offering to us. So I really would like to say thank you to European Gymnastics for this. It's a real pleasure to gather the European acrobatics community to be able to share some moments to discuss technique and improve the knowledge of all the coaches all over the world. I would like to say that the success of these webinars couldn't happen without the expertise of the best coaches in the world who accepts to share their experience in a very different way that they have to do daily on the floor with the gymnasts. I know these webinars are a special challenge for them, and I can't say enough thank you to them. So I really would like to welcome everybody. We have some very loyal participants who are here now for the 5th time, including Rosie, who's one of our first loyal participants regularly here, the president of our FIGTC that you all know. And I would like to say a special thanks, proving once again that we all look in the same direction for the best of the discipline that we love and that we support, acrobatics. So welcome to this webinar. You know now, you're used to it, you know how it happens, how it occurs. Your camera for all the participants is disconnected, as well as your microphone. You have the possibility to speak, ask some question using the Q&A section or the chat, no problem. I will do the moderator, which means that I will summarize your questions, pass them on to our experts. This webinar is recorded, and it will be accessible in 1 or 2 days on the YouTube channel of European Gymnastics, as all webinars, so you can always look back on them. It will be held in English only. Today we have 3 Russian speakers, so for the ones who would prefer to ask your question in Russian, it will also be possible, but I cannot do the translation in this case. So this webinar is the second series of 3 for 2021 that we called Build the Complexity in Acrobatics. Today we will speak about balance with some best coaches of the world, and it's a very good privilege for us that they have accepted to be part of this great adventure. Today we will talk about mounts, about dislocations and diameter, and we will talk about motions to some very essential positions of top, Mexican and planches. Our 3 special guests will be Dima Vinnikov, that is a TC Acro European Gymnastics member, is another coach in Russia and the chairman of the Russian coach of the Russian Federation. We will also have with us Yuri Goliak. Of course, you all know him. I think he's born in acrobatics. I think we could say that. He's born in a famous family of coaches that I also would like to honor today. He's an FIG Acro member, TC member, and is the national coach of Ukraine and coach of many European and world medalists. And our third guest will be Sergei Trechakov, the national coach from Belgium, and probably one of the most rewarded coach in the world, with so many medals at every level: European Games, World Championships, European Championships. I think the list is too long to tell all results now. It would take the full webinar, so I have already spoken too much, so I will give them the floor now. And please do not hesitate to ask any of your questions. And every time after each sequences, we will take 5 or a few minutes to answer all your questions. So you can write everything in the Q&A section or in the chat, and then we will come back to you with all answers step by step. So now I'm going to give the floor to Sergey, who will start the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Karin. Well, hello everybody. Today I would like to present you element dislocation, another version on Russian. It's Vykrut, and shortly we'll call this element Dislock. First of all, before we start to talk about this element, the name of this element for me is hiding kind of danger, because dislocation for me it's mean kind of injuring. And actually it's not the difficult element, but if you don't know some little tricky things, you really can dislocate and damage the joints, the shoulder joints of the top partner. So later on I will point some technical things which will be prevent those injuring, and which is very important, to follow those conditions to have safety presentation of this element. Dislocation can be both a separate element of your program and a preparatory element for Diamidov, because kind of temps what you're using for dislocation is similar as the Diamidov temp. And of course, there is some tricky nuances in the position of the wrists, but the rest motion in tempo it's very similar as a Diamidov. So the preparation for a tempo for dislocation in Diamidov will be similar as well, and you will see this later on. And based on this lock, we can create to train our athletes and other more complex elements. So which is mean that based on this element, we can build our program and our skill with more difficult elements based on the dislocation element. First of all, I would like to present the little video with the complete element. So it looks like that. Okay. So by the way, I can say it's not the best version. I will be honest, but let's say to present this element, it will be good enough. So first step, we start with the preparation of the bottom partner. We start from simple position, from the rest on the hands, a push from the deep sitting on the arms outstretched. So there is nothing special, just simple squats, sitting up and down. We're controlling position of the shoulders and the base in the sitting position, controlling position of the wrist. As you see, the position of the wrist, it's traditional. We don't twisting them, we do nothing in the beginning. Second step, we're coordinating the beginning of the element with the sitting of the partner and the top. Just lifting up and down. And one more time, up and down. So this is, let's say, it will be beginning of element. Afterwards, we will create the position of the wrist for dislocation. It's kind of specific for this lock, but the beginning of the work, the base and top, we should create kind of this work. Next step, the same exercise as the previous one, only with wrist twisting for dislocation. Please look. I want to point this point. So it was similar as previous video, only with wrist outside. So in the exercise, you pay attention to the stability hands of the base partner when he squatting. Again, almost the same exercise, but the addition of an initial starting position. So as you saw, the previous exercise is normal traditional grip. Now we're twisting this wrist for the dislocation. Sorry. So what for we do these exercises? To create the work together, the partner and the base. Very often we can see mistakes. The top cannot jump on the partner, on the base partner. In case if partner too high and he doesn't sit deep enough under the top partner will be not able to jump on the base and will not able to continue her motion with the hips up. Or in case if the base are twisting wrist in the wrong direction, the top will be not able to stand on his arms, or she will fall with the shoulders backward, or she will just don't have enough jump of the base partner. So in these positions, we will pay attention that hands of the base, as you see on this with this red round, yeah, I was trying to mention that wrists are not twisting, they're not lifting up too much, and then not get flat. So the checkpoint for you would be in this position, that position of the shoulders of the top standing almost on the supporting point. So, and actually, if you follow my arrow, what I will show you now, so this line has to be straight. It's coming via base, via supporting base, shoulders of the base, and shoulders of the top. The wrists of the top are clamp upper partner hips. Maybe it's not the best picture here, but what I try to show that the position of the wrist of the base and the wrists are supporting under the hips of the top. So actually, it's bottom of the top. So with the same exercise, we try to do lifting up and down. And on this video, on this picture, I would like to show you the upper partner shoulders, position of upper partner shoulders, wrist, shoulders of the base, and position of his body. So the vertical line we can put via the shoulders of the top, via the wrist connection, shoulders of the base, and supporting position of the base. So the top is not falling with the shoulders backward, or she doesn't go with the shoulders forward. Otherwise, she will lose support on the wrist. And for you, would be a very nice checkpoint in case if she has these mistakes, is falling shoulders backward or forward, it means the position of the wrist is wrong, or position of the shoulders or body of the base is wrong. As you see here in this round point, I just tried to mention the position of the wrist. And another condition that wrists are supporting on the bottom of the top partner as well. Here you can see this. The same exercise using a bar. So actually, next step, after these exercises with the partner, we can create the strength training for the bottom partner as well. So it's actually traditional preparation, only in a more easy way for a better base partner. So we can do the same exercise as I was showing you before with the partner who is standing on legs. So just deep squatting on straight arms. or it can be, if it's too difficult in the beginning for beginners, when the base partners are not strong enough, we can use the barbell as well, or just bar. We have to tune the weight for a base, to see that it's optimal weight, that he has this condition, he using his legs, he using right position with the shoulders, with lifting up and down. Then general strength training to partner, to the base partner. So we do strength and for all kind of muscles, of the back, of the legs, of the shoulders, of the arms as well. Next step, we start with the preparation of the top partner. First of all, before we start to do, we should try to check the mobility of the shoulder joints of the top partner. And we explain by this exercise, what I will now perform, we explain the motion of the arms, the specific things, what you have to do on this location. We explain the top partner and the base as well. So it's the basis explanation, but we should start from here. So look, please. So I just rounding your arms up and down. Okay, with little tension, but without damaging. And as you see, one more time, every time when I'm lifting them up, I try to scrunch and turn around your arm. So this will be the one of the principle of this element during when we will perform this element with the base partner. Next step, we should create the skill of the top, that she has to know how she will perform the temp. We start from simple thing. Actually, for beginners, it's not that simple exercise as it looks like. Yeah. So it's simple swings. The condition of the swings. Sorry. Condition of the swings and the target. So here I was trying to catch. Using parallel bars, we create a pendulum swing skill. Necessary hip lift performed by a temp. So as higher position of the top of the toes, as better will be performing element. The position of the body is straight. She doesn't have angle in the hips part. She's trying to keep her shoulders above the supporting point. So here, on this moment, it's not the best temp, it's kind of preparation. She has angle about 90 degrees. I would suggest if her body would go up more than 90 degrees, let's say 100, 110 degrees. I hope everybody can see and understand what I'm talking about. I just mentioned is this finger over here, this angle. So her position of the body has to be higher. Shoulders on the support point, that doesn't falling back. So after mastering these exercises, we achieve maximum lifting of the legs and hips without changing the position of the body. And as condition, we can use as well some kind of weight when we create good exercise. So we can put some weight on the waist of the top or on the toes of the top. So I'm just pointing here or here. And just try to make the swing as high as possible to this direction. Second exercise, which is also will create the feeling of the temp. Simple one, but pretty effective. So we're using as you see, we're using this elastic and just lifting up and down. The general condition for this exercise, the position of the body, when legs is hitting rubber, she doesn't bend in the hips place. So I would suggest to do this exercise as a condition as well. You can do about 10 times in one set, about 5 sets in the training. Next exercise, we try to make it based on this exercise, but a little bit more difficult. So we put our top already on arms and between those kind of two blocks. So, and we perform the same exercise, actually with the same condition as before. And as you see, this exercise already, she has a difficulty. The amplitude is not that high. And amplitude, of course, will be depending, first of all, from the height of this rubber. Second, maybe also how rubber is strong enough to push the top toes of the top. And but in any way, even with this amplitude, she already start to try to lift her hips up and down, up and down. Condition the same as the previous exercise. See, she trying to keep herself straight. She doesn't bend in the hip location, and shoulder standing above the supporting point. So you can do this exercise as a condition as well. It's pretty effective exercise will be, and believe me, not only for dislocation, but also for a Diamidov. Dmitry will be, I think, tell more about those details for Diamidov. But as I said, that dislocation, it's a kind of first step of preparation of Diamid. And this exercise, by the way, also will be very helpful to make it core stronger, which will be very, very necessary afterwards to use for some another maybe tempo elements or another element. So actually this kind of basis exercise, what you can use not only for dislocation as well. And then after these exercises, additional exercises for a top partner as a general preparation. So their general condition training with the condition of the back, hands, shoulders, all kind of muscles which is concerning the upper body. Different types of planks. So everybody knows a lot now these planks, and in internet you can find a lot. So you don't have to mind, to use them all. They all will be very effective and helpful as well to create the straight position and strong position of the core of the top partner. And keeping the legs and the torso on the block on time in different positions. So what I mean, the blocks, what we just showed in the previous slide, when top was supporting on. So you just can put your top on these blocks, to hold her toes. And just on time, she should keep the upper body, the shoulders, like on 1 minute, 2 minutes. You can do 3-4 sets by holding 1 minute, and it can be on both sides, in lying position on the back and lying position on the stomach. Next exercise, you turn your top the way around and just holding her shoulders on the block, and she's holding her legs on time. So pretty simple but pretty effective exercises for those skills. So next, after the preparatory phase, we move on the formation of the temp. We start with simple stamp, which is similar as the Diamidov. So as you will see on this video, okay, so as we see, in the beginning of preparation of the top, we was teaching them to coordinate the work together in the beginning, that they, from sitting, standing together, up and down. So the top working together with base, base working together with top without damaging the wrist. Second step was preparation of the top. So we was trying to create heel temp on parallel bars on the blocks with the elastic. And now we try to connecting those two skills from the base and from the top together. But we don't take specific now for dislocation with the wrist. We using traditional kind of grip, which is actually will be adaptable for Diamidov as well. So one more time. Actually, this is temp for Diamidov, and actually this temp will be a little bit easier than temp for dislocation because they're specific of the wrist. If you have a difficulty in the beginning of this temp and your top partner doesn't perform the same temp as it's on video and as she did on the parallel bar, so as a helpful, additional helpful, we can help. We can use belt. So what does it mean? That, okay, this is beginners, but just to show you the principle, how can we do this? It's pretty safety. You can control, okay, there is a little bit mistake because they're not standing under the belt. And during my help, I'm a little bit helping too much and she is falling backward. Yeah, but wait, I just want to mention. So as you see, with my help, yeah, I try to help the top partner to lift her hips and toes maximum to the ceiling, you know, without falling, extremely falling backward. Afterwards, she will fall because I'm still helping a lot and they doesn't have any knowledge, you know, how to do this element. So, but I especially took this pair because it doesn't do this element, I especially took this pair as example to show how high you can do this stamp, you know, with the helping of the launch. And also because it's launch and you can pull the time, you know, it's getting slowly for those gymnasts. You can mention and spotting exactly the problems where it can be, you know, you can check the position of the base, you can check position of the top, you can check position of the wrist, of the shoulders, and all those things, because in launch it's more safety and you, let's say, don't scare that she will fall or damage your shoulders. By the way, we can do the same principle for diamido temp as well, not the element. I would not suggest to do diamido in the launch, but wherever, you never know who can how help. Then, after mastering the temp in the belt, we try the same one without the belt, and it's actually the same temp as diamido, only with the specific of the wrist. The position of the hands is specific for this element, because if you turn wrist in the traditional way, of course, you will not able to make any temp element as dislocation. So, oops.
Yeah, we lost your presentation.
Ah, I lost myself as well. sorry. Why it's. Oh, what happens? What happens? Sure. Oh, I even don't see my presentation anymore. Wait a moment.
Presentation, Vikrut. You.
Oh, wait a moment. What's up?
Yeah.
I'm scared to do now to do not lose connection.
Look downstairs. Yes, here. I think it's working.
Ah, I'm back. Wait. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. But I just want to find where, from the moment where I was lose the connection. Yeah. Yeah. Here we are. Okay. Sorry for this. Well, so I just want to repeat the temp for this element dislocation. As you see, is the similar temp as the diamido, only with a wrist turn around. Yeah, and by repeating and training this temp, we achieve a more amplitude and higher position in the upper partner's body. So we try. Okay, in the beginning, maybe the top will be not jump high enough, you know, but by repetitions, and base will get stronger, and she as well will try to have a feeling. So we have to try to achieve this position, and even higher with straight position of the body, with the shoulders supporting on the arms. And as you see, if there will be problem with the wrists, if wrists will be get higher or flatter, or they will turning in the wrong way, top will be not able to standing straight on the on her shoulders. This is also kind of checkpoint for you. Are you doing well right temp or not? Are there some problems with the wrist of the bottoms or not? And actually, most of the time, the biggest problem is the wrist of the base. So please pay attention and check this part every time. Only just one more thing as well, the upper partner should keep her elbow straight, but it also will be depend most of the time from the position of the wrist. Okay, here we go. Okay. Then, explanation of the element. So we start from very simple position. We put the base on the back, as you see. So the coach in this moment can assist. Actually, it will be not that heavy for a coach, but because it's pretty low position and it's pretty safety position as well. First of all, you can train yourself, to find the way. How can you help the top to make this element? So, and second, you can, because it's slowly, you can spotting all details and all phases of this element. So, first of all, we look at this video. And I just put here in handstand. Okay. And then we just, in the moment when we will start to do this element, I will explain the position of the arms and wrist of the base. And in what moment he has to turn and scrunch his arms, in what moment he has to open and close his arms, because this is actually is the main point of this element, which make this element safety. And in case if the base only twisting the arms, she will damage the shoulders joints. So because it's very safety position, and as you see, I decrease the weight of the weight of the top on her shoulders, I can help as well, and I can actually, control the position and work of the arms of the base, without damaging the top shoulders. So we pay attention on this, and actually it's beginning of creating the knowledge of the element. Second, we can do the same, only with little help of the base from his legs. So it's already will be a simulation of kind of tempo. Okay. Condition will be actually the same as from the previous video. Voila. So if you see that work of the base correct, he's working well with arms, we can try to create second part of the element. So actually this example is just idea, yeah. So actually it will be better to add maybe one more block to make it higher, this construction, because in my case, okay, I had only those 3 blocks, and the base is pretty tall guy, so for him little bit it's not exactly the same as it should be, but the principle is like this. So we just put the base at the top and just showing the base how he has to twisting his arms and sit under the partner in the end of the element as well. This exercise actually similar as a previous exercise from the back. So we can easily explain to the base partner by this example the second phase of the element. If your knowledge as a coach is not enough for safety and for help, in the beginning we also, for dislocation, we can use a launch. So the belt. The principle is like this. By this way, just create, okay, it will not decide the problems, it will not help them to teach this element, but it will help them to mastering and to create the feeling and develop the base knowledge of this element as well. And you also will be avoid the injuring, because you helping from the launch, and even if the base will be not powerful enough to lift, or if the base will be don't open arms in time, in any way it will be more safety for a top partner to prevent the injuring in the shoulder joints. By the way, when we do in the launch as well, you have enough time to check all work, correct work or wrong work from the base partner, from the top partner as well. You can pointing the mistakes as well, because you're helping from the launch, and actually the timing of the element is getting much longer. And as you see on the previous video, so what I tried to explain, that we prepare these elements step by step. First, we prepare the base partner together with apart preparation of the top partner, and then we try to connect those preparations in one element or in one, creating one temp. Next, how can we help with this exercise? It's pretty important. So for myself, I find just the way. So I will show you on the video how it looks like. Okay, I just trying to help under with my left arm, yeah, under the shoulder. So I preventing this fall backward, and from another arm, I just helping under the bottom of the top partner. Okay, so no, in this case, you can see that they do almost by themselves. It was not really help, but if they would not able to make this element, I would just help more from my side, and element would be succeed. So now I would like to present the step-by-step execution of this element. So you're starting from this position, okay, from normal position. The base has to sit maximum deep under the partner without changing the wrist. Second step, the beginning of the getting up with the top partner, shoulders and back are kept as smooth as possible. So it means that partner, the base partner, has to sit straight as possible, take his hands in straight position with a straight support under the wrist of the top partner. Position of the top. The body is flat, the shoulders trying to stand on the supporting point. The head is in natural position, standing straight, doesn't lifting up, doesn't raise up. Continue to implement elements in accordance with this. So just coordinating this lifting up from the base to the partner. And on this video, on this picture, let's say it's not absolutely correct video, because what I see, you know, that her shoulders of the top start to fall from the supporting position. So it means that position of the wrist of the top a little bit too high. So we should pay attention that in this position from the base partner, top still has to stay straighter. Further on, we can see that elements will start to begin. Actually, it's too early because of previous picture. We could see how he's changing his wrist. So he's lifting them too much. It's why she's losing support. And maybe if there will be a performing element will not succeed. It will be overturned and top will be falling behind because of this mistake in the beginning. Yeah. The work of the top, even on this fast, we controlling that from his hands, his clamps under the hips of the top partner. And in the last point, he give the maximum throwing under these hips, in the hips of the partner. So as you see, he's like closing his arms under the bottom of the top partner. And then when element is starting, actually, you know, it's also not the best kind of example, because I don't like that her shoulders are not standing in support. She's extremely falling now backward. Most normally, shoulders has to stay more straighter above the wrist. But what I want to show, so this will be one of the most important part of this dislocation, you know, to prevent the injuring of the shoulders. Yeah, in this moment, he tried to twist his arms outside, and in the same moment, as you see with this arrow, he will open arms of the top, and this opening will be prevent this injuring in the shoulders. But you have to control that this opening doesn't go extremely too much, too big, that she losing the support on her arms, because during of this presentation, she's still supporting on her arms on the arms of the base. It's a little bit difficult to explain. I try to do maximum. I hope it's not make it too complicated for you to understand what I mean. So maybe in the end of this session, you can make some question. Is it was clear for you and understandable or not? And afterwards, after this opening, base is closing arms back and coming to the final position, just controlling the wrist support in this final position, as you see. Voila. So just try to show you complete element, how it looks like. I don't know, it's some kind of technical problem because okay, so the last part you can have your imagination, you know. So this was the element dislocation. I hope everything was clear and understanding for you. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sergey. That was very full of details and explanation and steps, and I'm sure everybody enjoyed it a lot. I did.
I hope this was not too much because it's complicated.
No,
okay.
I'm sure it was very, very useful for all coaches. And anyway, even if there are many things, they can go back after on the YouTube channel to see you again and listen to you again. So I'm sure it's not too much. It was perfect. So let's give all the participants just a few minutes. Do you have any questions, clarifications? So please use the Q&A section or the chat. So we have some comments. One comment from Lorenzo, who's saying thank you to Sergey. So it's an occasion for me to also say hello to Lorenzo. It's great to see that we have so many experienced coaches at that top level who are sharing this experience. And it's a very good lesson to see how we can all share and learn things from everyone. So thanks, Lorenzo, for your comments. Thanks for being here also, sometimes as a participant and sometimes as an expert, but it's a very, very good thing. Thank you very much. So today the participants look very quiet. Yes, it's coming. So Gorge, so from Spain, is asking, is there any variation to the dislike in high arms, in long arms?
Yes. Actually, you know, its next step is, like I said in the beginning, that based on this explanation, my explanation, what I was presenting, you can build more difficult elements. And one of the variations is the dislocation on straight arms. First of all, how can you create this element? If you're interested, I will try to just explain in a few steps. Yeah. First of all, you have to teach your player to stand on straight arms handstand. Second, by repetition of the dislocation on bent arms, you just try to create amplitude higher and higher via straight arms on bent arms. So what does it mean? That at the beginning, of course, when they just start to do this element will be not that high enough. But by repetition and by correcting the technical parts, to following the technical parts, yeah, you try to do this element with higher amplitude. And when once you start to see that the top passing the highest point via straight arms of the base, you can try to make it this element on straight arms as well. Is it this what meaning was the question?
think so. I will let Gorge complete his question if he needs more clarification. You can also follow, Sergey, the questions on the...
Yeah, can you show me where?
Yes, so we have some other questions, two from Ian. One question regarding the preparation of the tops. When you showed the example and the different steps, on the parallel bar, the feet seem to be leading the swing. On the red block with the spring, the hips lead the way up. And the question is, in the final element on the partner, is it mainly the hips that are leading the tempo?
Well, actually, you know, definitely there don't have to be angle in the hips. So it can be two ways. Some of the partners, they're really extremely lifting hips up, which is correct. Some of the partner will be keep body exactly straight, which is also correct. So it's depending of the force of the base as well. So if the base is not strong enough, sometimes he doesn't give enough force. Then the top partner, if
we have lost Sergey.
can help by extremely lifting hips up. In my case, I teach them just don't to be straight as a stick, let's say, you know. So there is enough force on the base, and the top can do with a simple straight position of the body. But when you do this preparation exercise on the with elastic on the blocks, the meaning of this exercise that she's lifting straight body, and of course she has to start from the hips, because if she will start from the toes, she will naturally she will start to bend, which is not good, not for diameter, not for dislocation as well.
Thanks for the
is it clear?
Yes, very clear.
Mm-hmm.
There is also another question from Ian. Does the top need to actively open and bring shoulders open and backwards themselves, bringing herself to Mexican? Or is the motion with the arms purely the responsibility of the base?
Well, if I understand right this question, the question is about dislocation in Mexican, or not?
I don't think so. I think it's only the position of the top
of the self element. Actually,
and with
you know,
the open of the shoulder. Is it coming from the coming from the base? I think that's the question. Ian, if you can confirm.
I get it. So actually, it's a full responsibility of the base. He has to open the shoulders in the right moment. It's why we was trying to creating a different position of the base and lay down, then on blocks as well. You know that he feel in what moment he has to open us. Top doesn't do anything. Top do responsible only for correct temp and just to save position of her body straight. That's all. The rest do top partner. And of course, if you start to do this rotation early, very big risk that he will damage her shoulders. If he will start to do this rotation too late, also will be this dislocation. It's what I said. I don't like the name of this element, you know, it's hiding some kind of injury. But okay, what we have, we have. But to prevent this injury, yeah, we have to find the point. It's actually the highest point of the temp. In this moment, when top doesn't go more on this temp, in this moment, base open her shoulders and closing the wrist and turning the wrist. And actually, I can say, if you will do this preparation from lay down and then on blocks, it automatically will give very big chance that they will start to feel in what moment they have to open up. So don't try to do this element immediately, you know, like with the help destroying the partner, because then it's a very big chance that they will damage the shoulders. With the preparation step by step, what I'm showing to you, it's actually give them some feeling, you know, in what moment they have to turn these arms and put the top in the handstand. And also you can use launch, it's also more safety, you know, you're helping a lot. They don't have to, you know, explode with this drawing. And of course, there is like more chance you can spotting in what moment base has to do his correct work.
Yes, so one clarification, and I think we have the same kind of question from one participant and also from Maya Gano from Israel. The question is the moment when the wrist turn, the position of the torso of the top should remain as straight as possible, or it could bend to form an angle. And there's also a question from Maya. Is it good to teach this element with straight body of the top during this lock without arching? Without arching, without
arching. Okay. Yes, the excellent presentation. It's when top are standing exactly straight, but without arching will be not always possible. You know, if there is some problem with the strength, or with a jump, or with a temp, or with something else, you know, she will be arching in the beginning. So ideal position if the top is getting straight. So this is definitely the kind of right technique. But there is another step. If you do dislocation to Mexican, then she will have to arch, but in the right moment. So the 70% of the beginning of this element will be straight. So you just have to mention in what moment she has to arch for the Mexican, and the way how she has to go to Mexican. Actually, when you do dislocation to Mexican, I can tell you it's from my experience, you know, to Mexican on straight arms, it's much easier than in normal handstand. In normal handstand, you have to do, let's say, it more correct without any chemical or additional things, you know, so there has to be poor technique. When you go in Mexican, even if the top is not jumping not enough, or she is not strong in her corset, in her upper body, you know, and legs is not going with the hips together in this high temp, so you just leave your toes and you're already in Mexican. So actually Mexican to do easy. It's what concerning about arching, yeah. So the excellent if you're doing straight handstand, excellent presentation if she will be straight. If she's arching a little bit, okay, on how much she's arch. If she's going to Mexican, then she will arch too much, you know. But if she's, let's say, finish her handstand on straight arms and she's standing in half position of the Mexican and half position of the handstand, it's just simple technical mistakes. It's simple like that. And another question was about.
It was the same. It was the question of the position of the top with the. So it was.
I would suggest, you know, the excellent position of the top. If it's normal handstand, straight traditional handstand, so she must be straight, of course, straight. And as I was mentioning, you know, her body during of the temp, she has to be straight. Elbows has to be straight. Position of the head, because very often there is a mistake. You know, top want to help to get in handstand by open head up, and in the same moment she's open chest. So this is what you have to try to avoid. So you don't have to work with the chest, you have to work with the hips in straight body. But you know, with the hips, we're telling her with the hips, but it doesn't mean that she's arching in her waist, you know, and relaxing her waist.
Well, thank you very much, Sergey. It was an amazing presentation. We have some comments from the participants to really thank you for the great details you have given. So Joanna Vicente said that, but I think
thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
All participants.
I hope it was helpful to everybody.
I'm sure it was absolutely helpful. I suggest that we continue. If the participants still have some questions, we can go back on the questions at the end of the webinar. But I propose that now we carry on with the Diomidov, which is I would say the following elements after the dislocation. So we will.
I can stay online, but what should I do? I think I have to get out now, yeah?
Yeah, you just have to stop to
close my presentation, yeah?
Yes, stop to share your screen. So that now Dima can take the lead.
The problem is I cannot.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It's just the screen. When you have something screen shared, I think you must click on it. We still see your computer.
Oh,
I
close my presentation.
I
have to close the share, yeah? Stop share. Okay, I see.
Yes.
I see. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, fine. All right. So thank you very much, Sergey. So now we will give the floor to Dima. If you can activate your microphone, your camera, and your presentation.
My microphone is working, I think, now.
Yes.
But camera is always continuing problem because I had problems with my computer.
It's no problem. We can have only your presentation and your voice. It will be enough. No problem.
Is it okay now?
Yes, you need to share your screen.
Yes, I share.
No, we don't see it at the minute. So this is the reality of the online presentation. So sorry for this small break.
We'll try come again.
Yeah. Can you share your screen?
Just a moment.
So we will just wait 1 or 2 minutes. Oh yes, Dima is connecting again, so should work. Otherwise, Yuri will just, we will switch with Yuri.
For me, it will be logical have after this lock position to the Diamidov presentation.
Of course, it's
I'm
better if
ready,
we...
but
Yes.
will be more logical have Diamidov now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It works, Dima.
It's okay?
Yes.
Thank you. It's good. Can you see now?
Yes, 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 we can see now.
Okay, I will start.
We can hear you.
My presentation regarding the Diamidov, and a very nice presentation. Sergey get it, and really Diamidov, he was right. Diamidov is native element of Dislocate. It's like a younger brother of Dislocate, because I think it's just continuum. Sometimes I think it's logical continuum of Dislocate. Maybe I think this element was born like dangerous situation. If you will continue the Dislocate and take off one arm, automatically body stream to turn itself, and happened suddenly can happen Diamidov. Maybe it's was happened, but for today I just would like to share with audience how to make Diamidov in women's pairs, because normally it's element for men's pairs and mixed pairs, but I set the task how it's possible to do with women's pairs, because it's maybe can be specific techniques and specific conditions for execution. And of course, the basic for this element, like for Dislocate, is the same: the start position, the position of the grip, and safety for top during the execution. And for example, I just give you the example how one women's pair can make this element in my club. Of course, they can do it, but they spent a long time. But for this presentation, I tried to use more younger girls and just explain you how to do that. Maybe it's possible shorter way, and how to reach the stability and insurance during the execution. Some history. The first executor of this element, Sergey Diamidov, it's Soviet gymnast. First time he showed this element on parallel bars in 1966. He showed it on Olympic Games and World Championships. And after him, After his execution, many gymnasts use this element. But acrobats start to use this element in the end of the 60s, maybe a little later. But the principles of this element, the same like in dislocate. First of all, it's a task for the athlete, for the gymnast. The element consists of this swing down from the handstand in parallel bars, and through the support, they're releasing one hand and twisting the body a full turn before the regressing in handstand. Some theory. If you remember, if somebody listened and was present in my presentation regarding the cutback, you remember the basic element for this cutback was press to handstand, and we divide the same principle. We will use the same principle for this element. We will divide on three main parts. Of course, every element has a beginning, its squat, its preparation, before the lifting and turning, what is will be consist of the main part, and ending handstand. It's just the target of this element. Beginning, I call this part squat because it's the main motion. During this part, initial position, arrangement of the start position, and top's body displacement toward of the base, because base located behind of the top, and of course, top must little displace his body toward of the base. Base stay behind and hands are pressed against the pelvis from behind. Main part, it's lifting. Top pushes off the floor and create the inertia up. Base should accompany by standing up and lifting on high hands. The basic position during the lifting for the top plank. Plank is for the dislocate. The same should be strong and straight because base initiate pushing and lifting under the pelvis part of the top. And if power of the base too strong, top can break his body, and the body of top can get the arch position. That's why the attention of this position for the top plank should be very important for the teaching. And in the end of the lifting, base completes the lifting on straight arms and stand up. By this point, main part finished. And last part of the main part, not last part, second part of the main part, because main part has two parts, two small parts, lifting and turning. And if you decide everything, successfully decide all tasks during the lifting, you can receive very good inertia, not only for the rising of the body, but and for turning as well. Top reaches the peak of the rising, takes off his arm and turns on one arm. Top gives a hand to base and completing the turn. And the last part of this element, the ending, base takes the arm of the top and stop inertia. And top comes to handstand. It's just theory. But what will be in reality, in practice? before the beginning, before the teaching or learning any elements in partnerships, we should put attention for individual preparation, both partners. But for me, most important preparation for top for this element, like for dislocate, you can see most majority of information we put on top preparation. What top will do, must do. First of all, I propose for my girls to use the motions like fold and unfold. It means to kick with legs and create the bending body and pushing by arms. And during the pushing, the body will unfold. Mainly the fast power of the legs and arms and shoulders. Fast power, it's the guarantee of inertia which allowed to rise the peak of the lifting. Flexibility, it's next drill, next skill for top, or the flexibility of the shoulders is not so strict like for dislocate, but not so important, but it's good quality for simplification of the techniques. Diamidov. What base? Base, of course, support the top, produce the safety and movements to reach the peak of the lifting. His motions direct on this target. The base during the lifting should exactly define the direction of the lifting and push tangentially the weight and body of the top, not absolutely in vertical direction, but because the top create inertia a little back to the base, and base must create small resistance, and the feeling of the base during the lifting, feeling like base pushed a little tangentially, little forward in the end of the lifting. It's just feeling. But in reality, for us, for the coaches, we can see absolutely vertical line pushing. And for base as well, important using mainly the power of the arms and shoulders, because arms, it's basic platform for the top during this element. Individual preparation. I said before that kicking or motion when the top fold and unfold the body, we should develop this exercise, but we will start from flexibility. And I propose my small girl to do this exercise. Sorry, computer.
We have all black, Dima.
Yes, I know. It's just computer.
We have the sound, but no image.
And then when you let me know who want to do that, I can pass on the name to Olivia.
Okay, I have some, yeah, I think Laura can do this pretty well. She speaks English and she's pretty smart, you know, and I can talk with you about it.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Everybody knows her, so she was.
Yeah. Good.
Dimao, you're still here?
Yes,
What do you want to do?
I try to re-download my program. Oh, is it okay now?
You need to share your screen. Because we don't have your presentation now.
I can see it.
Yeah, but I think your screen is not shared.
Okay. Some happened. Can you see now?
Yes, we can see your screen, yes.
Okay. Sorry, it's next slide. The previous slide. It's flexibility for the top. Just a motion which repeats the movement which top will use during the diameter, during the lifting. And next exercise, Russian lever. The muscles which will use during this element, they repeat the power of arms and legs when the top can fold her body and unfold. And dynamic. This first force which we use for beginning diameter.
Dima, we do not see, we see only image, we do not see videos. Is it normal?
No, I can see it. Video.
No, we see only the slide of your presentation.
And now you can see slide.
No, we see one slide.
Yes, and I start the video.
No, we can't see it.
Can you see it?
No. We see only Kickoff Legs, and we have 3 girls sitting down. That's all what we have.
No video?
No, because it's only your PowerPoint that we see. We don't see, it's not the presentation. We can see on the left all the slides that will follow. Yes, no, it doesn't turn to the presentation. Maybe because you don't share the presentation, you share only the PowerPoint.
My presentation works on my computer.
I'm not good enough with
and now as well now?
I think it's the option of sharing the screen. Maybe yes. Is it video now?
Can you see now?
Now we see the first girl but it's an image, and she's on a dorsal standing with
On
four.
the table position.
Yes. But it's not moving.
And the first the page of first slide, did you see the motion, the diameter?
Yeah, the very first, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, now is okay.
Yeah. Yes, we see. Good.
Okay. Maybe I will show the previous slide. Can you see now video?
Yes, we can see. That's good.
Okay, flex shoulders. I just repeat the same. It's exercise for the shoulders. This, can you see that?
Yes, yes, all good.
Okay. And dynamic motions for lifting the legs. Because top in the women's pair cannot be absolutely full time during the lifting, save the same straight position. The better if we will use this motion for the top, because we need additional inertia for the lifting. Next exercise, kickoff legs. Can you see that?
Yes, we see everything.
Okay. This basic exercise. Fold the body and unfold. I try use a few tops. The same with the turning. It just continue the motion, which we will use during the diameter. Of course, different level of preparation of the tops, but the links of kick, push, and turn, we try to save this link of three powers, three forces, which produce the turning and lifting. The next part, if you remember, after the lifting, the second part of main base part, it means turning. How finished to turn the top? I ask top part, put hands on the floor and try imitate the ending of element. It just exercises which help them to feel how the finish turning in diameter in the high level, high hand of the base. The same exercise, but we will start from the one arm. Turning during the one arm. After this part, we'll try to produce the element view, just imagination and the feeling what will be during the full element. And of course, I use my power and I try to help the top to feel how her body will lift. After that, initiate the turning and save the straight position of the body. I use every quarters of turning and try to show her and try to help her to feel how body should be during the turning and lifting. Now I just connect together all parts. I named this exercise key points. What means key points? It means I divide the motion lifting. It's first position, first key point, next key point, a turning of 90 degrees. And again, check the feeling and the straight position of the body. Oh, sorry. This position, key points. I joined all key points together and create the one motion. Not very fast, slowly, but with the feeling, full feeling what will be during the element. As well, I use the motion up and reverse motion. When the top go down through the same turning, but back way. After the individual preparation, we will start to study to long diameter in partnership. The basic exercise when the base and top try initiate a lifting of the body. The same principles which Sergey said for dislocate, absolutely the same rules. I just try to show you the progression and just this way how it's possible to reach the motion. Just small lifting. Now little bigger and higher to horizontal position of top and little higher. The same, you can see, yes, the top use her own motions. Yes, she used the kicking of legs. She bent her body and after that reach the straight position in the highest point of the lifting. After that, we will try connect together all parts and reach the highest point. Of course, it's basic exercise for this element, and we will spend not one day, maybe a week, maybe months. It depends on the ability of the athletes, of the pair. But for me, it's very important part, and no reason to hurry, go for the next step. The better if you will create stable techniques on this part of execution. Key points training, but I ask that the base stay on knees because it's more comfortable for me. I can spot the top and can do the same motions, the same key points which I use when I work individually with the top. Now the same but in pair. We fixate these positions. First point, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. Of course, it's the just beginners in this element, but they try to study and learn all these positions. After that, we will try to turn, how to make the half turn, 180 degrees from the standing. Next step. And continue. We will not fixate long time in the key point when the top make the half turn. And I try help her to continue turning without pause. Next exercise, just help her to feel 360 turning. I made the records video with difference 2 days. The first one, first attempt to connect together all key points, and 2 days later. After that, we will go to execution of element with spot, with my helps. For beginning, I use 2 pits when I allocate in the height, before, from the side of the tops and base, top and base and pair. And I can use and help her during the full element, especially in the highest point of the lifting. I can stop her in any moment of the turning, in any moment of the lifting. It's very easy for me. It's little quicker. And third attempt, it's little better. Before, can you see here? I used 2 mats, 2 pits. Now I use the 1.5 pit, and here just 1 pit. Then better quality, then lower I stay, and I just spot and help the pair to make diameter just in the beginning of element. Now I stay on the mat. Now I stay on the floor. Of course, you can see many mistakes now. It's just experiment. And just small conclusion, what individual preparation requirements for this element. Of course, we said about it, flex shoulders and fast power pushing of arms. Fast power is important because we must increase our speed for the ending of lifting. Swing up amplitude, like in parallel bars, if top will use the parallel bars and will make the swing forward or backward. It will help her to feel how locate the shoulders, because shoulders must locate exactly over the hands and not lose the position for the stable position. And if you remember the kick, push, turn from the back plank, when the top bend the body, push by arms and turn using the kicking out of the legs. And plank static power, because when the top take off the arm and begin to turn, of course, the plank position is very important. Then straight, more straight and stronger body, then quickly turning happened. And of course, handstand on one arm and turning during the turning on one arm. I show you in the beginning these exercises. In partnership, we will use the stages. First of all, we use the plank of the top. We try to lift and push the plank position. After that, we create small swing motion, small swing up amplitude, and bigger and higher till the top can reach the highest position, the peak of the lifting. The next target, the next task, we must create the feeling of element. We must create the image of element. How body will lift up, well located the toes, legs, because normally tops try to turn their head as early as possible, because tops afraid to do this element sometimes, and they try to turn themselves as early as possible. That's why we must stop in body of the top in key points. Next item, yes, in low base position when base stay on knees, and after that we use the standing base position and my support. And the last stage, when the acrobats can do element independently. Of course, don't forget this picture from my previous presentation from cutback. By the same principle, we can use this start position for Diamidov. It's simplify the working for the base and for the top as well. And when quality of the execution will be better, will happen better, and you can use the mats smaller size, decrease the height of the mats. And last stage, of course, from the floor. Also, I show you in the previous execution, previous presentation, how trio can use the cutback, подсечка. And now I can show you how it's possible to use in trio Diamidov. Okay, by this presentation I finished, and wish you good luck for learning and teaching Diamidov. I just tried to explain you the basic knowledge and the basic stages and what direction we should to see, to know for execution, for success when you learn the Diamidov.
Thank you very much, Dima. It was very interesting and very complementary with the presentation of Sergey, as we can see that the key points where we have to look at carefully are the same or very similar. So I would like, while Yuri is preparing his presentation, to ask all the participants if you have some questions about the Diamidov and about the specific steps that have been shown by Dima. Otherwise, we will continue with now focusing on the tops position for Mexican and planches. I don't see any question coming. So thanks a lot, Dima, for this, and maybe we will have some questions at the end of the session. So let's carry on now with Yuri's presentation about Mexican and planches.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Dima, can you unshare your screen so it can give the possibility to Yuri? Yes. Thank you. Yes, it works. Brilliant. So I'll give the floor now to Yuri, who will present you the Mexican and the planches.
I would like to present the two presentations. It's motion to the Mexican, and second one will be motion to the planche from different position and preparation for these two elements. I have not so big presentation because it's not so difficult, but we speak about the exercises and progression, how we can prepare these elements. And we start from the motion to the Mexican. And we have two execution different techniques, and one of them we will see during this presentation. First one I demonstrate. first one, and second one. And now we speak about the classic position. It's second one, when shoulders stay above the support point. At least it's correct position. It's a horizontal line, and shoulders stay above the point of support. First step, it's exactly preparation. It's very important for our learning the top, because without the general condition of the training, you need to prepare the muscle of the back, legs, hands, and stomach. I try the show simple way and exercise for the preparing motion to the Mexican and top understanding how she can do it. I try to find some good exercises for that, and now we will see. This is exercise almost top use for the progression the back and feeling the balance of this element. Can I repeat that? And because it's very important. Sorry. This is position, look on my mouse, this is position, it's the Mexican, but she stay on the floor, but without handstand only. It's a really effective exercise for the top. But my recommendation when you start learn the top for Mexican, you can give your support, and for example, you can take feet of your top and help little bit. Next exercise. This is exercise used for the progression, using the back muscles, and if you see, pay attention, she will do this exercise with fixation of the back and without. When you prepare the whole body of the top and feeling coach, it's prepare all muscle, you can start prepare this preparation on the blocks. You can use everything, it's bars or floors or blocks, it doesn't matter. First step, it's first step. And motion from the handstand to Mexican. recommendation about this element. It's when top after the motion to handstand have stop and fix the position of the handstand, and after go to the Mexican. And top in this moment will understand good balance, and she can try put the legs to motion to Mexican. And after that, you will see progression and motion from the straddle to Mexican without stop. When you prepare the motion to the Mexican in two arm, you can try to land the motion from the two to one arm. I will show video. Mexican in two arm. And come back to two arm and come back to the normal handstand. Next exercise, you can use its motion from the 2 to 2 in 1. And same principle. 1 second, I will do stop. And shoulders must stay above the point of support. It's very important for the landing the top. And additional exercise preparation for the Mexican to one arm. It's handstand with support, and look, pay attention, shoulders must stay above the point of support without any changes to side, to the back or front. It's the same exercise, but another side. Handstand. Look, shoulders stay above the blocks. Say without changes. And exactly fixed position. And recommend for the when you start the landing the Mexican, please give your support to the tops, and you can stay before a mirror, and when you give your support, you can see the structure of Mexican in mirror. It's very simple, and it's nice for the coaching and for the top. And about top motion Mexican, I'm finished, and we start. And please pay attention. A Mexican cannot be performed with the gluteal muscles or legs resting on the head. It's not possible because it's medical restriction. It's not good for the health. And second presentation, it's motion to the planche.
Maybe Yuri, we can ask some
Yes, exactly, yes.
participants if they have some questions regarding the Mexican.
Yes, yes, yes.
I have one question.
Yeah.
You showed first of all the two kind of techniques that are used for Mexican. The technique with the shoulders that are going behind, but most of the time what we see is that the second technique is used, which is more about the flexibility of the back. Do you have some exercises to prevent the injuries of the back with this technique?
Yes, I can say it's general preparation of the muscles, and my recommendation when coach assistant for the gymnast before gymnast starts do yourself Mexican. It's very important for in my practice. Always I can use a lot of time for the preparation. It's 90% of the time I'm lose for the preparation for the back and whole muscles, and 10% only the technique. When I prepare muscles, I only start step by step prepare Mexican without my support. It's very important because it's so dangerous for me. I cannot hear you.
Sorry, I turn off my microphone. We have some questions. One from Leonie. So it seems that you prefer the second method with the shoulders that are above the hands. Can you explain why you will choose this technique?
Because okay, I can answer it. Because point of gravity staying is the same position. First position, point of gravity absolutely have changes because it's difficult variation, and I am always use the second one. But some coaches use first one, but it's for me it's more difficult. More difficult.
And it's quite a similar question from Tom. In the example, the top is clearly naturally flexible. What build-up do you suggest for tops who are not as flexible as this one, less flexible, and who have often back pain?
Okay. I understand this question. I answered for this question before, but I'm repeat. You need prepare all muscle, and for example, this exercise. Exactly, she goes. She is prepared, or she can do that. But first time, first exercise, for example, you can use only in this position, and after step by step, she can go down, down, and down. But I say about assistant for the gymnast because it's very important. For example, take legs, take feet here, and supporting, and give please your help, and don't put legs more than that position. It's very simple, and step by step go down, 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 but without pushing on the legs. It's very simple. It's first rules, 90% you must prepare muscle. First rules. Second rules, you must step by step go to technique.
That's very clear. Thanks, Yuri. So I think we do not have any more questions at the minute, so we can carry on with the planches?
Yes. Where is my and the same principle, it's general condition training. You must prepare the hands, legs muscles, stomach muscles, shoulders muscles, and exactly I show in this presentation how you can support assistant for the gymnast. The same principle you can use in Mexican. For example, I show some good exercises for the preparation for the motion to the planche and how you can do planche. It's preparation for the shoulders, so nice. You can use these exercises with fixation and without fixation, and they step by step every day more and more exercises when your shoulders will be strong enough and will be big progression. And second exercise, it's motion from the handstand to the planche and come back to the straddle. It's nice exercise. We spoke about that. You can stay before a mirror and you can see or structure of exercises and body position in each element. In straddle, when stays the shoulders and position of the back. And progression. I will show the good exercise for the balance and when top enough have enough preparation for the start do planche without the support. For example, in the X motion and fix in the tuck position. Why I show this variant of the preparation? Because when top can stay in this position, it's 50% of planche. Second one, when top can stay and fixed position, you can add additional motion of the legs. When you start do this exercise, you can use this exercise without stop. I show it as a progress when top can stay and can fix the all position. And third one, it's motion in tuck position with takeaway legs, and after go to the plunge. It's next step. Sorry. I don't understand why not in full screen. One second, please.
We can still see, even if it's
Okay.
full screen.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Don't worry.
No. Okay. And it's, for me, it's very nice exercises for the preparation of the plunge. And exactly, you can use the bar and the motion on the bar. So nice preparation for the back, shoulders, and legs and stomach. One of good exercise, it's motion from the straddle, legs together to plunge, and come back to straddle with open legs. Exactly. Day by day, you can repeat it more and more time. I show only one time. I start to learn with exercises from 1 to 50 or 100 times per day. And when you prepare the simple exercise, you can start motion from the Mexican to the plunge. When you start prepare this element from the Mexican to the plunge, my recommendation do after Mexican normal handstand, and please coach have assistant for the gymnast and fix position in handstand after go to the plunge. It will be a correct technique, and top have a good feeling where stay in this moment shoulders, and after that go to the plunges will be much better for the gymnast. Motion from the straddle to Mexican, and from the Mexican to the plunge. Demonstration without stop, but first step you can use the stop position every times in the handstand. I'm finished.
Thank you very much, Yuri. It was very interesting, and especially to see how much the preparation is important. Whatever it is in Mexican to prepare the back, whatever it is in planche to prepare the muscles for the shoulders and everything. So thanks for all these exercises and the principle you're giving to the coach.
For me, it's much beautiful exercises and very progression exercises. Exactly, you can use a lot of exercises for the planche, for the Mexican, but I think it's nice exercises for the progression and preparation with elements.
Yeah. So I would like to, before we finish, I would like to give the floor to all the participants to say if you have some questions regarding the planches, but moreover regarding all the presentation that you had today. There was one question that was raised regarding the Mexican, and maybe that is I can give the floor back to Rosie to speak about this. It was more a question regarding regulation and the deep Mexican. If the deep Mexican maybe in the future reconsider to make them back or out from the cutoff points because of the hyperextension technique, or for the safety reasons for the back. Is there some consideration made by FIG regarding this? So maybe Rosie, if you're still here. I don't know if she can speak, or maybe Yuri, because you're in the FIG TC.
No.
Is it some questions that
problem is
in FIG?
For me, problem is for the Mexican and deep Mexican, it's not correct preparation your gymnast. And when coach pushing the back, it's not correct. And have problem after this training, it's not possible. Because I'm said in first presentation, it's 90% of preparation for the muscle, and only after 1 year or 2 year preparation you can start this. I'm sad about the child, and it's because sometimes child go to the sport hall and start do Mexican. It's not possible. It's not correct because have problem with back. If you have correct techniques and correct preparation in Mexican, it's percentage of problem with back is minimum. And exactly in our rules, you cannot put your legs on the head because it's medical restriction. That's a problem.
Can I ask you something? Are we talking about deep Mexican? Это Ива, да, Юрий?
Да.
The Ivушko. Okay, I understand. Can I say something about
this? Of course, Sergey, of course. It's good to share between experts.
If you're interested, yeah, I can show you on video next time and prepare a little kind of presentation as well. And I can convince that if you do deep extension as Mexican, you're able to do deep Mexican as well without any damage of your back. So there is a question of technique, you know, and if you're able to do Mexican, just simple Mexican, you will be able to do deep Mexican as well without damaging the back, because the mistake that people try to do deep Mexican via hyperextension of the back, the maximum. So, and then they damage the back. But there is like a critical moment of the Mexican, and afterwards you start to add your shoulders. So you by standing shoulders in straight position, you get in the position of the pixie come, and then you not damage your back. So actually, it's not the question of damaging of super hyper extensions. You know, it's the question how coach are teaching this element. You know, and how they want to get to this element. And of course, if you do by wrong way, even the simple element, you can damage everybody. You know. So just need to know the principle how you do this element.
Yes, thanks for this clarification, Sergey.
Yeah.
That's also why we do this kind of webinar. The idea to help the coaches to teach in the right direction, and especially in the direction to avoid the injury. And it's possible. That's what you've just explained to us. Thanks a lot. Rosie, do you want to add something?
Yes, I was here, but you know, I was on mute, so I could not say anything. No, we talk a lot during our TC meetings about safety for the gymnasts. But of course, it's the biggest responsibility is with the coaches. And as you know, there are kids, a small percentage, that have this normal, natural flexibility in the back. And, you know, when they do the back flexibilities, it's not a problem. The problem is that coaches try to do the same thing with kids who are not that flexible or who are not prepared really well. And as Yuri started with his presentation, the first technique with the shoulders, pushing back the shoulders and with the shoulders behind the hands, of course, because of the gravity point, it's a different technique, but that's also a very beautiful Mexican.
Yeah.
And as Sergey says, it's a different technique. So maybe it's good to spend some more education on that. We can also not bend everything that can be bad for the body, because then we can close our sport. It's simple like that. And I think stop sport in any way is not always very healthy for the body. But when you don't force things against nature, I think we are in a safe place. We have different kind of handstands, and maybe we have to focus more on that. And we try to do that. And believe me, we eliminated already a lot of elements out of the tables of difficulty in the last 10 years because of that. But we cannot eliminate everything. So indeed, education, learning platforms is really important for the coaches, so we don't go in a wrong way. That's the secret of everything. And as you know, flexibility, but also strength is really important for the gymnast before you start doing difficult elements. So I want to thank you for all the webinars on acrobatics. Without your efforts, they would not be there. So thank you. And I'm really pleased that so many people attend these webinars. It means that we will come back after this terrible virus that's stopping us, but it will not stop us forever. We will come back. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Rosie, for these words of conclusion. And I fully support what you were saying. We have a beautiful sport with so many possibilities, and we can really use the quality of each athletes, use their strength, their flexibility, and the education is really the key point. So I would like to conclude all of this to really thank all of our 3 experts of the day, and more of this, all the experts who are sharing their knowledge, their expertise, their experience. I know it gives them lots of work to prepare this. It's not something that they used to do, and they are not in an easy place to speak in front of the computer, but they do it really, really well. And I'm really grateful to them because I'm sure it's useful for all the acrobatics community. We talk about technique, but we also talk about sharing and being hopeful for the future. I know that Cesar also is there today again, preparing hardly the World Championships that will occur at the end of June. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you, all of you, very soon, for real. And I give you a next step for the third webinar, Build the Complexity, where we will talk about dynamic. It will be the 27th of March. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. And just to finish, a big thank you to Yuri, to Sergey, and to Dima for this amazing experience that you've shared with us today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to all participants, and see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.